Try the single unit shoulder workout. Doing some external rotation here to start. Keep that elbow high. It's great for the rotator cuffs. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some presses from this angle. So that hits the rear delts a little bit more than a traditional press. Now some front delts, some punches, and then some uppercuts. So it's like a boxer here. Feels really good though. Now I'm doing some lateral delts with this raise across the body. And then some rear delts. So bend over at 90 degrees and take that band straight up to the side. Now a big snow angel facing away from the wall. Just love this. This is part stretch. And then some front raises with the open palm. Love how this feels. And now I'm going to turn it over and hit those front delts a little bit more. Really burns after a while, but you got to like the burn. Embrace the burn, you guys. Let's go ahead and do some presses from that angle. And now some more rear delts with this face pull. Keep those elbows up. And now taking the bands back to the sides. Here's a single unit chest workout I'm demonstrating right here in my own home office with my personal PTwall. I've got my hands underneath with this straight bar press. A lot of inner chest there, a lot of inner chest with this one as well. You know, these bands will rub you just a little bit on your sides there. That's the downfall of having a single unit, but it's not bad. Doing some big circles here. And now a straight arm fly. When you go straight arm, you want to go lighter. Notice I've got the red bands here. Now I'm doing a press from high to low. All right, so this is like a dip hitting that lower chest. I had 4 bands going there, really heavy. And now pulling the bands down for this fly for my lower chest. A little hold at the bottom there. And now going low to high, and this is upper chest. I love this move. I call it the scoop. Try not to turn your shoulders with this. It's really hard not to, but you'll really hit that inner chest if you do. Now this is really neat. So I'm doing some assisted push-ups here. I'm on that back ring. I've got a black band, and this is actually helping me with my push-ups. Just want to make sure you guys know this is an option. Usually I will connect down low, which adds resistance to my push-ups. So first one was push-up assistance. Now this is push-up resistance. Gotta try these. I love training back, so today I'm doing it in my home office. First, we're gonna do this straight arm pull down to the knees, all right? So keep that back flat. I'm gonna move right on to a squat row. I'm doing it with a high connection today. I love this because your glutes and hamstrings tie into your back, so try to do those standing. Doing a little pull across here. Great stretch to that lat. This is what it looks like from behind. Squeeze at the bottom, all right? Take a knee. And then I like to change the hand a little bit as well. Now I like to pull back. Now this looks like a rear delt move, but it's mostly back. I'm really trying to pull with those lats. And now I'm doing a standing row, trying to pull to the belly button from a low connection with this straight bar. And then to hit that lower back a little bit more, I'm doing a RDL basically, trying to really engage those lats and go down to the floor with the bar. Now I'm just gonna finish with a big stretch. Just love this feel through my shoulders. This is also a stretch. I'm squeezing that back at the very bottom. More people die each year from falling than they do car accidents, believe it or not. And there are several reasons for this. One is muscles have atrophied, so people are just losing muscle each year. And then another thing is they're not working on their balance. And so with this series here, I want you to be careful, and I want you to do it barefoot if you can, but it'll really improve your balance. First thing is you're connected from behind and doing all these movements. And now you're connected on the side hip. This is much tougher than it looks, guys. So if you need to hold on to a stick or a cane or whatever, make sure you do. And now I want you to do the same series facing the wall that you did facing away from the wall. So you step and lift a knee, right? Now notice my base is very wide. You want a nice wide stance, and you just want to stay focused. Keep a little knee bend and just be super careful. I mean, it's counterproductive, obviously, if you fall while you're exercising, so be careful. It's leg day, guys, using my single unit in my home office. Starting with some squats, back squats that is, with the straight bar. Now this is what's called a Zerker squat. I like this squat a lot because I can feel that in my lower back. Speaking of lower back, try these good mornings. Just hip hinge there, keep that back nice and flat. And this is what it looks like basically doing an RDL. Same motion. Moving on to the belt, I've got a band on each hip connected to the bottom ring, doing some squats. Love this because it takes that bar off my back. You could be more aggressive with these lunges. I'm being a little bit lazy with these. I'm not getting real low. And truth be told, I'm a little sore today. All right, moving on to some jumping. All right, so I love working on my foot strength and my calves, doing some lateral movement here. And remember, you can always add a second band lengthwise or resistance-wise. So I just have a small office and I don't really have room for it. But that's why the bands are small for people like me with a small office space. I wanted to make sure that this thing worked great in New York City apartments or wherever. So doing some forward lunges now. I love this feel because it's actually helping me on the way back. Did you guys know that the biggest muscle group in the body are the glutes? Yeah, they're right in the middle of your body. They're responsible for power. They're responsible for balance. And guess what? When you build a strong backside, you're going to burn more calories at rest because of all that muscle mass. And your lower back's going to be healthier. And guess what? You're probably going to look better too. So I say target your glutes often. Most men don't do this. They're a little bit insecure about looking funny or whatever. I just don't care. I haven't cared for a long time. I'm just actually really thankful because last thing I really want, believe it or not, guys care about this, is, to have the flat butt that I just think you look weak. And I think that it hurts your performance. And so, I think you should target this area, even though this is more of a typical girl workout, for lack of a better word. And guess what? If you have this in your home, then you can do all these movements, right? And not worry at all. Even women, you don't have to worry about guys looking at you or whatever. So that's the beauty of it. And that's also kind of why I left the TV on, because you can watch your favorite show. You can do this barefoot. There are so many perks to having something like this at home, even as a supplement. If you don't, some days you don't want to go to the gym or you just want to mix it up and stay home. So keep that in mind. About 1/3 of the systems we sell are single unit systems like this one I have in my personal office. And then the other 2/3, of course, are the pro system that are double units, right? So I have just a single unit at home because I go to the studio a lot to train. As you guys know from all my old videos where I have 8 of them on the wall, basically. So I have plenty of PTwall units. I use this one just as a supplement to either stretch in the middle of the day, or if I don't feel like going into the studio, I do single unit workouts at home, like this bicep and triceps series that I'm doing today. You can lay on the floor and do triceps to isolate a little bit more. I always put my legs up like this to engage my lower abs. I just like to keep things efficient. Moving on to biceps, you turn right around and isolate them by doing this. I also do a little crunch there. I love these concentration curls where I'm in this full squat. Just really focuses on those biceps, and it's a great stretch on the legs. Now I'm doing a double arm curl. Lots of curls with these biceps. Now I've got it out to the side. This really gives you a nice long stretch to the side and up. And then a high connection curl, right? Big squeeze. Something about the elbow just being high makes it tougher. And then the squat curl behind the head. Doing some abs today in the home office, go ahead and let your back flex and reach for those toes. This is a great hamstring stretch as well. Then I want you to turn it around and crunch from this angle. So 2 types of crunches here to start. Now I want you to pull that band down across the body, trying to go to that opposite knee. This really connects the upper and lower abs. Also great for your balance. Now we got an oblique crunch. So keep that arm pretty straight and reach to the side. Doing some trunk rotations here, facing the wall. This is great for golf and tennis as well, of course. And then doing some more rotational work and some pull-off presses. And then just doing some ab crunches on the floor. I don't do these very often, but when I do, I like to lift my legs and engage my lower abs. Then finally some bicycles with the 3-ring foot harnesses. I think the combination of space saving and variety are what I like most about the PTwall, and why I still am never bored using it. And probably the third best thing to me is just the fact that the bands feel so good to me. They just move with my body. It's a very fluid form of strength training, and so it's just such a fun tool to use day in and day out. You just don't get bored. Like this workout here, where basically I'm going to do everything with just the bar connected to a high ring. This is working on my posture right here. So as you guys know, I like to mix in a lot of stretching with my strength training. Went ahead and turned around and did some lat pulls standing. If I want more of a stretch than this, I'll take a knee and pull down. So this just feels great to me. It's enough weight. I've got 4 bands on there, so it's challenging. And then I went on to some tricep push downs.